Every day in Willow Creek, a little girl sat alone on a park bench, crying silent tears. Jake Harper, a struggling single dad, couldn't look away. Her pain pierced his heart. Then she gave his son a drawing, a chilling sketch with red eyes and a desperate plea. Don't let him find me. What horrifying secret was she hiding? And could Jake save her before it's too late? It's great to be back with my family. Before we kick off the story, please give me a like on this video. Thank you. It's late October in Willow Creek, Ohio. A small town where the leaves turn gold and red, and the air smells of wood smoke and damp earth. The sun sets early, casting long shadows over quiet streets. At the edge of a small park on Willow Street, a man leans against a battered pickup truck. His name is Jake Harper, 36 years old, a mechanic with grease-stained hands and a heart still mending from loss. His flannel shirt is frayed at the cuffs, his boots scuffed from years of hard work. But his eyes, they're sharp, always watching, always noticing. Because when you're a single dad to a 10-year-old boy, you learn to see things others miss. Jake's there every afternoon, waiting for his son, Noah, to step off the yellow school bus. It's the best part of his day. The moment Noah's sneakers hit the pavement, his backpack bouncing, his grin wide as the horizon. That's what keeps Jake going. But for the past few weeks, something else has caught his eye. A little girl, no older than 9, sitting alone on a park bench across from the bus stop every single day. Her name, he'll later learn, is Mia Thompson. Mia's small, almost swallowed by an oversized gray sweater that hangs off her shoulders like a hand-me-down from someone who didn't care enough to find her size. Her dark hair is tangled, falling over her face like a curtain she hides behind. And every day, without fail, she's crying. Not loud sobs, not the kind that beg for attention. Quiet tears, the kind that slip down her cheeks when she thinks no one's looking. Her shoulders shake, her hands clutch her knees, and her eyes stay fixed on the ground, as if she's afraid to look up, afraid of what she might see. Can you picture it? A child, alone, crying in silence day after day. What would you do? Keep walking. Tell yourself it's not your problem. That's what Jake thinks at first. He's got enough to carry. The auto shop's hours are long. The bills stack higher than he'd like. And raising Noah alone since his wife, Emily, passed 2 years ago, it's a weight that never gets lighter. But Mia's tears, they're like a hook in his chest. He can't unsee them. Can't unfeel the way they tug at something deep. Something he thought he'd buried with his grief. Jake notices the details. The way Mia flinches when a car horn blares. The way she pulls her sweater sleeves over her hands, like she's trying to make herself smaller. Invisible. He's seen that look before. In the mirror. Back when Emily's illness stole the light from their home. It's the look of someone carrying a burden too heavy for their shoulders. He doesn't know Mia's story. Not yet. But he knows she's not just sad, she's scared. One Tuesday afternoon, the sky is heavy with clouds. The kind that promise rain but haven't decided when to let it fall. Jake's at the bus stop, hands in his pockets, the chill seeping through his jacket. The bus pulls up, brakes hissing, doors creaking open. Noah's the third kid off, his red hoodie bright against the gray day. Dad, he calls, waving a piece of paper. Here, check this out. Jake expects a math worksheet or one of Noah's doodles, maybe a spaceship or a T-Rex. But when Noah hands it over, Jake's heart skips. It's a drawing, not Noah's. The lines are careful, deliberate, not the wild scribbles of his son. It's from Mia, Noah says. She gave it to him during art class, slipped it into his backpack with a whisper. Give this to your dad. He looks kind. Jake unfolds the paper, and the world seems to slow. The drawing is dark, almost suffocating. A house, its windows jagged and broken, sits under a sky of heavy black strokes. In the corner, a small stick figure, a girl huddles, her knees pulled to her chest, and looming over her, a tall shadow of a man, his eyes drawn as glowing red coals. At the bottom, in shaky, uneven letters, are the words, "Don't let him find me." Jake's stomach twists. His fingers tighten on the paper. This isn't just a drawing. It's a scream on paper. A plea from a child too scared to speak. "Who gave you this?" "Noah," he asks, his voice steady but his pulse racing. Noah shrugs, kicking a pebble. "Mia." She sits by herself at lunch. "She said you'd know what to do." Jake glances across the park. Mia's there, on her bench, head down, wiping her face with her sleeve. Her small frame looks even smaller today, like she's shrinking into herself. He wants to walk over, wants to kneel in front of her and ask what's wrong, but something stops him. What if he scares her? What if she runs? He's just a stranger, a dad with oil under his nails and a truck that rattles when it starts. But that drawing, those words, they're not something he can ignore. They're a weight, a responsibility. And Jake Harper doesn't walk away from those. That night, the house is quiet. Noah's upstairs, sprawled across his bed with a comic book. Jake sits at the kitchen table, the drawing spread out under the glow of a flickering bulb. The clock ticks past 10 p. The coffee in his mug has gone cold. He stares at the jagged windows, the red eyes, the words that feel like a punch. "Don't let him find me." Who's he? Why is Mia so afraid? And why did she choose him, of all people, to trust with this? Jake thinks of Noah, how he'd burn the world down to keep his son safe, how he checks the locks twice every night, how he listens for Noah's breathing when the nightmares come. Mia doesn't have that, not from what he's seen. No one's waiting for her at the bus stop. No one's checking her locks. The thought sits heavy, like a stone in his chest. He pulls out his phone, scrolls to the contact for Sarah Bennett, Noah's homeroom teacher. It's late, too late for a call, but he dials anyway. She answers on the third ring, her voice groggy but kind. "Jake, everything okay with Noah?" He takes a breath. "Noah's fine. It's about another kid. Maya Thompson. Do you know her?" There's a pause, a rustle like Sarah's sitting up in bed. "Mia." "Yeah." Quiet girl. Keeps to herself. "Why?" Jake hesitates, then tells her about the drawing. The broken house, the red eyes, the words. Sarah's quiet for a long moment. "I've noticed things," she says finally. Mia's withdrawn. Doesn't talk unless you ask her directly. She's been late a lot. Says she misses the bus. But I don't know. Something's off. She lives with her mom and stepdad, Victor Reed. Her dad passed when she was little. Her mom works nights, so she's not around much. Jake's jaw tightens. What about the stepdad? Sarah sighs. Victor's intense. Came to a parent-teacher conference once, kept checking his watch. Like, he didn't want to be there. Mia barely looked at him. Has anyone checked on her? At home, Jake asks. I've flagged it to the counselor. Sarah says, but without evidence, something concrete, there's only so much we can do. Kids grieve. Jake. Sometimes they act out. The principal thinks she's just adjusting to her mom's new schedule. Jake glances at the drawing. This isn't grief. This is fear. Sarah's voice softens. I know. I'll talk to the counselor again tomorrow. Maybe we can get someone to check in. But Jake, be careful. You don't know what you're stepping into. He nods, even though she can't see it. Thanks. Sarah. He hangs up, the drawing still staring up at him. Those red eyes feel alive, watching him back. The next day, Jake's back at the park. The bus pulls up at 4:15, right on time. Noah bounds off, chattering about a science project involving baking soda and vinegar. But Jake's eyes are on Mia. She's on her bench, same as always. Her sweater pulled tight around her. Her tears are fresh today, her cheeks streaked. Jake takes a deep breath, squares his shoulders, and walks over. "Hey, Mia," he says, keeping his voice soft, like he's talking to a startled animal. She flinches, her head snapping up. Her eyes are wide, green, and red-rimmed. "I'm Jake, Noah's dad. I saw your drawing. It's powerful." He pauses, crouching a few feet away to seem less threatening. "You okay?" Mia's fingers twist the hem of her sweater. She doesn't speak for a long moment. Then, barely audible, she whispers, "I'm fine." But she's not. Jake sees it in the way her hands shake, the way her eyes dart to the street. Like she's expecting someone to appear. "You don't have to tell me anything," he says gently. "But that drawing, it made me worry. If you ever need someone to listen, I'm right here." Mia's lip trembles. She nods, just once, then grabs her backpack and hurries away, her sneakers scuffing the pavement. Jake watches her disappear around the corner, his heart heavy. That evening, Noah's at the kitchen table, working on homework. Jake's stirring a pot of spaghetti, the steam rising in curls. "Dad," Noah says, looking up from his notebook. "Is Mia in trouble?" Jake turns, surprised. "Why do you ask?" Noah shrugs. "She doesn't talk to anyone at school. Kids say she's weird, but she's not weird. She's just sad. Like, really sad." Jake sets the spoon down. "Did she say anything else when she gave you the drawing?" Noah shakes his head. "Just that you'd know what to do." Jake nods, but inside, he's churning. He doesn't know what to do. Not really, but he knows he can't do nothing. The next afternoon, he's at the park again. Mia's on her bench, but today, something's different. She's not crying. She's drawing, her pencil moving fast across a small notebook. Jake hesitates, then walks over. "Mind if I sit?" he asks, pointing to the far end of the bench. Mia freezes, then nods slightly. He sits, leaving plenty of space. "You like to draw?" he asks. She nods again, not looking up. "Can I see?" Her hands pause. Slowly, she turns the notebook toward him. It's another house, but this one's worse. The walls are cracked. The door hangs off its hinges. The same stick figure girl is there, but now she's locked in a closet. Her hands pressed against the door, and those red eyes, they're back, glowing from the shadows. Jake's throat tightens. "Mia," he says softly, "who's the man in your drawings?" Her pencil drops. Her eyes fill with tears. "I can't tell," she whispers. He'll hurt her. Jake's heart stops. "Hurt who?" "Your mom." Mia's head jerks up, panic flashing across her face. She grabs her notebook and bolts, running toward the edge of the park. Jake stands, but he doesn't chase her. Not yet. He knows fear like that. He's felt it before, in the months after Emily's diagnosis, when every day felt like running from a shadow you couldn't see. That night, Jake calls Sarah again. She's scared. Sarah, really scared. She said someone might hurt her mom. Sarah's voice is tight, I talked to the counselor. They're sending a social worker to Mia's house tomorrow. But Jake, you need to stay out of it now. Let the system handle it. Jake stares at the drawing, still on his table. The system didn't draw this. He says, Mia did. The next afternoon, Jake's at the park early. The bus hasn't arrived yet. Mia's not on her bench. He waits, his stomach nodding. The bus pulls up, and Noah hops off. But there's no sign of Mia. She wasn't at school, Noah says, frowning. Kids said she got sick and went home early yesterday. Jake's blood runs cold. He looks at the empty bench, the drawing burning in his mind. Something's wrong. Very wrong. He tells Noah to stay with Mrs. Larson, the neighbor across the street, and drives to the address Sarah gave him. It's a small house on Cedar Lane, paint peeling, windows dark. He knocks, but no one answers. The air feels heavy, like the calm before a storm. Then he hears a faint cry from inside. Jake's heart pounds. He tries the door. It's unlocked. Inside, the house is dim, cluttered with empty bottles and unwashed dishes. Mia, he calls softly. The cry comes again, from the back. He moves toward it, his boots creaking on the floor. In a small bedroom, he finds her, curled on the floor, her notebook clutched to her chest. Mia, he says, kneeling. It's Jake. You're okay now. Her eyes are wide, terrified. He's coming back, she whispers. He knows I told. Who? Mia, Jake asks, his voice firm but gentle. She shakes her head, tears falling. Victor. He said if I told anyone, he'd make sure Mom never comes home. Jake's blood boils, but he keeps his voice steady. You're not going back to him. I promise. He helps her up, grabs her notebook, and leads her to the truck. As they drive away, a black car pulls into the street behind them. Jake glances in the rearview mirror. It's following. The dusk in Willow Creek, Ohio, is heavy tonight. The kind of evening where the sky looks bruised, purples and grays blending into a weight that presses down on everything. Jake Harper grips the steering wheel of his old pickup, the engine rumbling like it's as nervous as he is. In the passenger seat, Mia Thompson sits small and silent, her knees pulled up, her notebook clutched against her chest like a shield. Her dark hair sticks to her tear-streaked cheeks, and her green eyes dart to the side mirror every few seconds. She knows they're being followed. Jake knows it too. The black car stays 2 lengths back, its headlights cutting through the fading light. It's not aggressive. Not yet. But it's deliberate. Whoever's driving wants Jake to know they're there. His jaw tightens. He glances at Mia. You okay? Kid, he asks, keeping his voice steady. Like this is just a Sunday drive. She nods, but her hands tremble, and the notebook slips slightly in her grip. He's behind us, she whispers. Victor. Jake's stomach twists at the name. Victor Reed, Mia's stepdad. The man with the red eyes in her drawings. The man who's made her so afraid she can't even look up from the floor. Jake doesn't know the whole story yet. But he's seen enough, heard enough. That cry from the house. The way Mia curled up in that bedroom. The words scrawled in her notebook. Don't let him find me. He takes a slow breath. He's not getting anywhere near you, he says. I promise. The truck rattles as Jake makes a sharp left onto a side street. The tires crunching over gravel. The black car follows. Smooth and unhurried. Jake's mind races. He could head to the police station, but it's 10 minutes away. And he doesn't know if Mia's ready to talk to strangers in uniforms. He could go home, but that's too predictable. and Victor clearly knows where to find them. He needs somewhere safe, somewhere public, somewhere Victor won't dare make a scene. The public library on Main Street pops into his mind. It's open late tonight, and the parking lot's always got a few cars. Perfect. Hang on, Mia, he says, glancing in the rearview mirror. The black car's still there, a shadow that won't quit. He turns right, then left again, weaving through the quiet streets of Willow Creek. The library's just ahead, its brick facade glowing under soft floodlights. Jake pulls into the lot, parking close to the entrance where a few other cars, a minivan, a sedan are scattered. The black car slows but doesn't follow into the lot. Instead, it idles across the street, half hidden by a row of pines. Jake cuts the engine. We're gonna sit tight here for a bit, he tells Mia. You good with that? She nods, her eyes still on the mirror. He's watching, she whispers. Jake follows her gaze. The car's still there, engine running, headlights off. A chill runs down his spine. He pulls out his phone and dials Sarah Bennett, Noah's teacher. It's after hours, but she picks up on the second ring. Jake. What's going on? Her voice is sharp, worried. He keeps it low, calm. I've got Mia with me. Found her at her house, scared out of her mind. Victor's following us. Black car, parked across from the library now. Sarah's breath catches. Oh my God. Are you safe? Jake glances at Mia, who's staring at her notebook like it's the only thing keeping her grounded. For now, but I need you to call someone. Police. Social services. Anyone. Mia's not going back to that house. Sarah doesn't hesitate. I'm calling the county social worker right now. Stay where you are. Jake. Don't confront him. Jake nods, even though she can't see it. I won't. But hurry. He hangs up and turns to Mia. You don't have to talk if you don't want to, he says softly. But that drawing, the one you gave Noah, it's important. Isn't it? Mia's fingers tighten on the notebook. She doesn't look at him, but she nods. Just once. Can I see it again? He asks. She hesitates, then slowly opens the notebook. The drawing's there, the same one from yesterday. The broken house, the girl in the corner, the man with red eyes. But there's a new page too. This one shows the girl locked in a closet, her hands pounding on the door. And scrawled in the margin, he says he'll hurt Mom if I tell. Jake's heart stops. He forces himself to stay calm, to keep his voice even. Mia. Who's he? Victor. She nods, her lip trembling. He comes into my room at night, she whispers. When Mom's at work, he says things, scary things. Says if I tell anyone, he'll make sure Mom loses her job. Or worse. Jake's hands clench into fists, but he keeps them on his lap. You did the right thing, telling me, he says. You're safe now. He's not touching you again. Mia's eyes fill with tears. He knows I left. He'll be so mad. Jake shakes his head. Let him be mad. He's not getting to you. He glances out the window. The black car hasn't moved. Its tinted windows are like a wall, hiding whoever's inside. But Jake knows it's Victor. He can feel it, like a storm brewing just out of sight. The library's quiet. Only a few people inside. An older woman with a stack of novels. A teenager flipping through magazines. Jake leads Mia inside, keeping her close. They sit in a corner near the children's section, where the shelves form a kind of shield. Mia's still clutching her notebook, her knuckles white. Jake pulls out his phone again, texting Noah's neighbor, Mrs. Larson, to make sure Noah's okay. She replies quickly. He's fine, eating cookies and watching cartoons. Jake exhales, a small relief in the chaos. Minutes drag by. Mia's silent, her eyes fixed on the floor. Jake wants to ask more, to understand the depth of what she's been through, but he knows better than to push. He's learned from raising Noah that sometimes silence is the safest place for a kid to start. So he waits, his eyes flicking between Mia and the window. The black car's still there, a dark shape against the pines. Finally, a gray SUV pulls into the lot. A woman steps out, mid-40s, with a clipboard and a badge clipped to her coat. Jake recognizes the look county social worker. Sarah must have moved fast. The woman scans the lot, then heads inside. Jake stands, waving her over. "Mr. Harper," she asks, her voice calm but professional. "I'm Linda Carter, Child Protective Services. Sarah Bennett called me." Jake nods. "This is Mia." Linda crouches beside Mia, her expression softening. "Hi, Mia. I'm here to help. Can we talk for a minute?" Mia glances at Jake, her eyes wide with uncertainty. He nods encouragingly. "It's okay. She's one of the good ones." Mia hesitates, then nods. Linda leads her to a quiet table, speaking in low, gentle tones. Jake stays close, watching the door. The black car hasn't moved, but he knows it's only a matter of time. Linda's questions are careful, deliberate. "Mia, can you tell me about home? About Victor?" Mia's voice is barely audible, but she starts to talk. About the late-night visits, the threats, the way Victor locks her in her room when her mom's gone. Jake stands by the window, his heart pounding with every word. He wants to storm out, confront Victor himself, but he knows that's not the way. Not yet. Linda takes notes, her pen moving quickly. When Mia mentions the threats against her mom, Linda's face tightens, but she keeps her voice steady. "You're very brave, Mia," she says. "We're going to make sure you're safe." She looks at Jake. "Mr. Harper, can you keep Mia with you tonight? Somewhere safe, away from her home." Jake doesn't hesitate. "My place. She'll be with me and Noah." Linda nods. "I'll need to file an emergency order to keep Mia out of that house. We'll contact her mother, but it might take time. Victor's already on our radar. There's a history of complaints, but nothing concrete until now." Jake's jaw clenches. "What kind of history?" Linda hesitates, then lowers her voice. "Domestic issues. Nothing proven, but enough to raise flags. We'll have police check the house tonight." Jake glances at Mia, who's drawing again, her pencil moving in slow, careful strokes. "She stays with me until this is sorted," he says. Linda agrees, handing him her card. "Call me if anything changes. And Mr. Harper, be careful. Men like Victor don't let go easily." Jake nods, pocketing the card. He knows she's right. He's seen that black car, felt those eyes watching. As they leave the library, the black car's gone. Jake scans the street, but it's just empty pavement and flickering streetlights. He doesn't trust it. He helps Mia into the truck, her notebook still tight in her hands. "You hungry?" he asks, trying to lighten the mood. She shrugs, but a small smile tugs at her lips. "Maybe," Jake chuckles. "Noah's probably eating all the cookies at Mrs. Larson's. Let's get you both some real food." They drive to Jake's house, a small, single-story place with peeling paint and a porch light that flickers when it rains. Noah's waiting inside, his face lighting up when he sees Mia. "You're here," he says, like it's the most normal thing in the world. Jake watches them, a warmth spreading in his chest. Noah's always been his anchor, his reason to keep going. And now, Somehow, Mia's becoming part of that too. Inside, the house smells of coffee and the faint lemon of dish soap. Jake sets Mia up on the couch with a blanket and a glass of milk. Noah plops down beside her, pulling out a deck of cards. "Want to play Go Fish?" he asks. Mia hesitates, then nods. A real smile breaking through, Jake watches from the kitchen, stirring a pot of soup. It's canned. Nothing fancy, but it's warm. And right now, that's what matters. Later, after the kids are settled, Jake sits at the table, Mia's notebook open in front of him. She'd left it there. A quiet trust he doesn't take lightly. He flips to the newest drawing. It's the same girl, still in the closet. But now there's a window above her, letting in a sliver of light. And outside, a stick figure with a flannel shirt and kind eyes stands waiting. Jake's throat tightens. It's him. His phone buzzes, snapping him out of it. It's Sarah. Jake. The police went to Mia's house. Victor wasn't there. Neither was her mom. They found things, notes, locks on the bedroom door. They're building a case. Jake's grip tightens on the phone. What about the car? Sarah pauses. No sign of it. But Jake. Stay sharp. He knows Mia's with you. Jake nods. His eyes on the dark street outside. I will. He hangs up, checking the locks on the doors. The house is quiet, but it's not peaceful. Not yet. Mia's asleep on the couch, her breathing soft but uneven. Noah's in his room, probably dreaming of spaceships. Jake sits in the armchair, his boots still on, watching over them both. He doesn't know what Victor's planning, but he knows one thing. No one's touching these kids, not while he's here. Outside, the night deepens. A shadow moves across the street, too quick to be sure. Jake's heart pounds. Is it Victor? Or just the wind? The answer's out there, waiting. And it's closer than he thinks. The night air in Willow Creek, Ohio, feels thick, like it's holding its breath. Jake Harper sits in his dimly lit living room, the clock ticking past midnight. His old armchair creaks under his weight, his boots still laced up, ready for anything. Across from him, Mia Thompson sleeps on the couch, curled under a quilt, her notebook tucked against her chest. Her small frame rises and falls with uneven breaths, like she's fighting nightmares even in sleep. In the next room, Jake's son, Noah, is out cold, probably dreaming of rocket ships. But Jake can't sleep. Not tonight. Not after that shadow moved across the street. He saw it, just a flicker, gone in a second. Maybe it was nothing. A neighbor's cat, a branch in the wind. But Jake's gut says otherwise. Victor Ree, Mia's stepdad, is out there. The man with the red eyes in her drawings. The man who locks her in her room. Who threatens her mom. Jake's hands clench into fists. He checks the locks again, front door, back door, windows, all secure. But the unease sits heavy, like a stone in his chest. His phone buzzes on the coffee table, sharp and sudden. It's Linda Carter, the social worker. Her voice is low, urgent. Jake, you okay? He keeps his tone steady. We're fine. Mia's here. What's going on? Linda hesitates. Police checked Victor's house again. They found more. Photos. Notes. Things that confirm Mia's story. He's controlling. Manipulative. Maybe worse. But he's gone. No one's seen him since this afternoon. Jake glances at the window. The street dark and still. He was following us earlier. Black car. Outside the library. Linda's breath catches. You're sure? Jake nods. Even though she can't see, Positive. Stay put. Linda says, I'm sending a patrol car to your street, just to keep an eye out. And Jake, don't do anything rash. We're building a case, but we need time. Jake's jaw tightens. Time. Mia doesn't have time. Not with Victor out there, watching. I hear you, he says. Keep me posted. He hangs up, his eyes on Mia. Her notebook's open now, one page loose on the floor. Jake picks it up. It's a new drawing, a girl in a closet. A faint light seeping through the cracks, and a man outside, his shadow stretching long and dark. Jake's stomach twists. He sets the page down, careful not to wake her. Morning comes slow. The sky gray and heavy with clouds. Jake's up before dawn, making coffee, the smell grounding him. Noah stumbles into the kitchen, rubbing his eyes. Is Mia staying forever? He asks, grabbing a cereal box. Jake chuckles. But it's strained. Not forever, buddy. Just until she's safe. Noah nods, like it's the most obvious thing in the world. She's cool. She likes dinosaurs. Jake ruffles his hair. Yeah, she is. Mia wakes soon after, her eyes puffy but clearer than yesterday. She sits at the table, picking at a bowl of cereal. Noah chatters about school, about a T-Rex model he's building. Mia listens, a small smile tugging at her lips. Jake watches them, his heart caught between warmth and worry. He wants this for her normal moments. Laughter, safety. But Victor's out there, and that black car feels like a noose tightening. He calls Sarah Bennett, Noah's teacher, to update her. Mia's with me, he says. Social services is involved, but Victor's missing. Sarah's voice is tight. I talked to the counselor, Mia's mom. Rachel works nights at the hospital. She's hard to reach, but I left messages. Jake, be careful. Victor came to the school once, asking about Mia. He was off, too calm, like he was hiding something. Jake's grip on the phone tightens. Did he say anything specific? Sarah pauses. Just that Mia's been acting out. She said she lies to get attention. But I've seen her. Jake. She doesn't lie. She's terrified. Jake hangs up, his mind racing. He looks at Mia, who's drawing again, her pencil moving in slow, careful strokes. Hey, Mia, he says gently. You don't have to go to school today. You can stay here, hang with Noah. Her eyes flick up, grateful but wary. What about Victor? She whispers. Jake kneels beside her. He's not coming near you. Not while I'm here. She nods, but her hands shake and the pencil slips. By noon, the patrol car Linda promised is parked a block away. Its presence a small comfort. Jake keeps the kids inside, the curtains half drawn. He tries to keep things light board games. A cartoon on the TV, but his eyes keep drifting to the windows. Every car that passes makes his shoulders tense. Around 2p. His phone buzzes again. It's Linda. Jake. We got in touch with Rachel, Mia's mom. She's at the police station now. She had no idea things were this bad. Victor told her Mia was just moody. She's devastated. Jake's heart sinks. Is she coming for Mia? Linda's voice softens. Not yet. She's cooperating with the police, but she's a mess. She feels guilty, says she should have seen the sign. We're keeping Mia in protective custody for now. Can you hold on to her another night? Jake doesn't hesitate. As long as she needs. Linda pauses. You're a good man. Jake. Most people wouldn't get this involved. Jake looks at Mia, who's teaching Noah how to draw a velociraptor. She's worth it. he says. The afternoon drags on. Jake's at the stove, making grilled cheese sandwiches. When Noah calls from the living room, "Dad," someone's outside. Jake's at the window in a second, his heart pounding. A black car idles across the street. Same as before. Tinted windows. Engine running. Jake grabs his phone, dialing Linda. "He's here," he says. Voice low. "Victor. Outside my house." Linda's voice sharpens. "Stay inside. Police are on their way." "Don't engage." Jake nods, but his blood's boiling. He's not a fighter. Not really. Just a mechanic. A dad. But right now, he's all Mia's got. He locks the door, pulls the kids to the back of the house. "Stay here." He tells them, his voice calm but firm. Noah's eyes are wide. Is it the bad guy? Jake forces a smile. "Just someone we don't want around." "You're safe." "Okay." Mia's trembling, her notebook clutched tight. "He knows I told," she whispers. Jake kneels in front of her. "You did the right thing, and I'm not letting him near you." Sirens cut through the air, faint but growing louder. Jake peers through the blinds. The black car's still there, unmoving. Then, just as the first police cruiser rounds the corner, it peels out, tires screeching. Jake exhales. But the relief is short-lived. Victor's not gone for good. He's just biding his time. The police sweep the street. Find nothing. An officer knocks on Jake's door. A young guy with a notepad. "Mr. Harper, we saw the car, but it's gone." Matches the description of Victor Reed's vehicle. "We've got an APB out?" Jake nods, his jaw tight. "What about Mia?" The officer glances at the kids, who are now playing cards on the floor. "She's safe with you for now. Social services will follow up tomorrow. Keep your doors locked." Jake doesn't need to be told twice. That night, Jake sets up a sleeping bag for Noah in the living room, next to Mia's couch. The kids insist on staying together, and Jake doesn't argue. He sits in the armchair, a baseball bat by his side, just in case. Mia's awake, her eyes glinting in the dark. "Jake," she whispers. "Yeah, kid," he answers, leaning forward. "What if he comes back?" Jake's voice is steady, certain. "Then he'll have to get through me, and I don't break easy." Mia's quiet for a moment. Then, softly, "Thank you." Jake nods, his throat tight. Anytime. He means it. He's not sure when it happened. When Mia's fear became his fight, but it's his now, and he's not backing down. The next morning, the house is quiet, the air heavy with the smell of pancakes. Jake's at the stove, flipping them with practiced ease. Noah and Mia sit at the table, giggling over a shared joke about burnt syrup. It's a small moment, but it feels like a victory. Jake's phone buzzes Linda again. "Jake, we've got news." Rachel's at the station, giving a statement. She found texts from Victor on her phone, threatening to take Mia if she talks. Police are closing in. He's got a record assault. Years ago. They're treating this as high priorities. Jake's heart races. Where is he now? Linda's voice is grim. Still no sign. But Rachel's staying at a friend's place. She wants to see Mia. But not until Victor's in custody. Jake nods. "Tell her Mia's safe. She's eating pancakes like a champ." Linda laughs. A small sound in the tension. "You're doing good." Jake. "I'll call when we know more." The day passes in a blur. Jake keeps the kids busy coloring. A movie. A fort made of blankets. But his eyes keep drifting to the windows. By afternoon, Linda calls again. Police found Victor's car, abandoned near the old mill. He's on foot now. or someone's hiding him. Stay vigilant. Jake's stomach drops. He checks the locks again. His hands steady, but his mind racing. Victor's close. Too close. Around 4 ship. Noah's at the table, teaching Mia how to play checkers. She's laughing. A real laugh. The kind that lights up a room. Jake's in the kitchen, chopping vegetables for dinner. When the doorbell rings, his heart stops. He grabs the bat, motions for the kids to stay quiet. Through the peephole, he sees a woman mid-30s, tired eyes, blonde hair pulled back. It's Rachel, Mia's mom. Jake opens the door, bat still in hand. Rachel, he asks. She nods, her voice shaky. I'm Mia's mom. I needed to see her. Jake hesitates, then steps aside. Mia's in the living room, frozen, her eyes wide. Muff, she whispers. Rachel kneels, tears streaming down her face. Oh, baby, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. Mia runs to her, and they hug, a tangle of sobs and apologies. Jake watches, his chest tight. It's a reunion, but it's not the end. Victor's still out there, a shadow waiting to strike. And as the sun sets, casting long shadows across Willow Creek, Jake knows this fight is far from over. The evening light fades over Jake Harper's small house, painting the windows in shades of gray. Inside, the air is warm, smelling of roasted vegetables and the faint sweetness of pancakes from breakfast. Jake stands in the kitchen, his hands steady as he slices carrots, but his eyes keep flicking to the living room. Mia Thompson sits cross-legged on the couch, her mom, Rachel, beside her. They're holding hands, Rachel's fingers trembling as she brushes Mia's tangled hair. Noah, Jake's 10-year-old son, is sprawled on the floor, building a Lego spaceship, oblivious to the weight in the room. But Jake feels it. It's heavy, like the calm before a storm. Rachel's voice is soft, broken. I should have seen it. Mia, I should have known. Mia's quiet, her green eyes fixed on her lap, where her notebook rests. The same notebook with drawings of broken houses and red-eyed shadows. Jake wants to give them space, but he can't shake the image of Victor's black car, now abandoned near the old mill. The police are searching, but Victor's out there, a threat no one can pin down. Jake sets the knife down, wiping his hands on a dish towel. Rachel, he says gently, stepping into the living room. You want some coffee? Something to eat. She looks up, her face pale, eyes red from crying. No, thank you. I need to be with her. Jake nods, understanding. He's been there those moments when the world narrows to the person you'd do anything to protect. He glances at Mia, who's clutching her notebook tighter now. Mia, you okay? He asks. She nods. But it's small, uncertain. The doorbell rings, sharp and sudden. Jake's heart jumps. He grabs the baseball bat from beside the armchair, motioning for Rachel and Mia to stay put. Noah looks up, curious. Dad. Jake forces a smile. Just checking something. Buddy, keep building that ship. Through the peephole, he sees Linda Carter, the social worker, her clipboard tucked under her arm. He exhales, setting the bat down, and opens the door. Jake, Linda says, stepping inside. Her eyes soften when she sees Rachel and Mia. I didn't mean to startle you. I wanted to check in. Jake gestures to the couch. Come in. Rachel's here. Linda nods, sitting across from them. Rachel, I'm Linda Carter, CPS. I'm so sorry for what you're going through. Rachel's voice cracks. I didn't know. Victor, he said Mia was just acting out. I was working so much. I believed him. Linda's expression is kind but firm. You're here now. That's what matters. Mia's safe, and we're building a case against Victor. The police found more at the house letters. Photos. A journal he kept. Enough to keep Mia in protective custody. Mia's head snaps up. Protective custody. Her voice is small, scared. Linda leans forward. It just means you stay somewhere safe, like here with Jake, until we sort this out. Okay. Mia glances at Jake, then nods slowly. Jake's chest tightens. He's just a mechanic. A dad trying to keep his own kids safe. But now, Mia's looking at him like he's her anchor. He doesn't know how to be that for two kids, but he's damn well going to try. She can stay as long as she needs, he says. Linda smiles, a rare warmth in her professional demeanor. I'll file the paperwork to make you her temporary guardian. Jake, you've done more than most would. Rachel wipes her eyes. Thank you, Mr. Harper. I don't know how to repay you. Jake shakes his head. Just be there for her. That's enough. Noah pipes up from the floor. Mia's cool. Dad. She can stay forever. Mia's lips twitch. Almost a smile. Jake chuckles. But his eyes drift to the window. The street's dark. Quiet. Too quiet. Later, after Linda leaves and Rachel heads to a friend's house under police watch, Jake tucks Noah and Mia into sleeping bags in the living room. They insist on staying together, and Jake doesn't argue. He dims the lights, the house settling into a soft hum. But sleep doesn't come for him. He sits in the armchair, bat within reach, listening to the kids breathing. Mia's is uneven, like she's fighting something even in her dreams. Around 2 up. A noise outside, a faint scrape, like metal on pavement. Jake's up in a second, peering through the blinds. The street's empty, but his pulse races. He grabs his phone. Texting Linda. Heard something. Police still around. She replies quickly. Patrols nearby. Checking now. Stay inside. Jake nods to himself. But his grip on the bat tightens. He's not taking chances. Morning breaks with a drizzle. The kind that makes everything slick and gray. Jake's up early, making eggs, the smell filling the house. Noah and Mia stumble in, rubbing sleep from their eyes. Can we have bacon too? Noah asks, grinning. Jake laughs. Only if you say pretty please first. Mia giggles. A small sound that feels like a victory. They eat together. The table crowded with plates and chatter. For a moment, it's normal, safe. But the moment shatters when Jake's phone rings. It's Sarah Bennett, Noah's teacher, Jake. I just heard from the school counselor. Victor was seen near the school this morning. He didn't go inside, just stood across the street, watching. Police are looking, but he's gone again. Jake's blood runs cold. Was Mia there? Sarah's voice is tight. No. Thank God. But Jake, he's not giving up. Be careful. Jake hangs up. His eyes on Mia. She's drawing again. Her pencil moving fast. Mia, he says gently. Can I see what you're working on? She hesitates, then slides the notebook over. It's a new drawing a house, but not broken this time. The windows are whole. The door open. A girl stands on the porch, holding hands with a man in a flannel shirt and a boy with a Lego spaceship. But in the background, a shadow lingers, its eyes glowing red. Jake's throat tighten. You're safe here, he says. You know that, right? Mia nods, but her eyes say she's not sure. By afternoon, Linda calls with an update. Police have a lead. Victor was spotted at a gas station outside town. They're closing in, but he's slippery. Rachel's staying with a friend, under protection. She wants to talk to Mia soon. Jake glances at Mia, who's playing cards with Noah. Tell Rachel Mia's okay. She's strong. Linda's voice softens. She is. Thanks to you. The day drags on, tense and quiet. Jake keeps the kids inside. The curtain's drawn. Noah teaches Mia how to play Uno. Their laughter, a small light in the gloom. But Jake's on edge, his eyes scanning the street. Around 5 p.m. A knock at the door makes him jump. He grabs the bat, checks the peephole. It's a police officer. The same young guy from yesterday, Mr. Harper. We've got a unit stationed nearby. Just checking in. Anything unusual? Jake shakes his head. Not since last night. You find him yet? The officer frowns. Not yet. But we're close. Keep your doors locked. Jake nods, closing the door. He turns to find Mia watching him, her eyes wide. He's still out there. Isn't he? She asks. Jake kneels beside her. He is. But he's not getting to you. Not through me. Not through the police. Mia's lip trembles. He said if I told, he'd make sure Mom never comes back. Jake's heart breaks. He's lying. Mia, your mom's safe, and so are you. I promise. That night, Jake sits in the armchair again. At by his side, the kids are asleep. They're breathing soft in the dark. He's about to check the locks when his phone buzzes. An unknown number. He answers, cautious. Mr. Harper. A low voice says, "This is Detective Lisa Torres. Willow Creek PD. We've got Victor in custody. Picked him up an hour ago at a motel on Route 6. Jake exhales, relief flooding him. He's locked up. Torres's voice is steady. For now, he's denying everything. But we've got enough to hold him. Mia's statement, the evidence from the house, it's strong. We'll need you to bring her to the station tomorrow for a formal interview." Jake nods, his eyes on Mia's sleeping form. "She'll be there." Torres pauses. "You did good, Mr. Harper. Most people would have looked the other way." Jake shakes his head. Even though she can't see, not an option. He hangs up, the weight in his chest lifting. Just a little, Victor's caught, but it's not over. Not yet. The next morning, Jake drives Mia and Noah to the police station. Rachel's there, waiting in a small room with soft chairs and a box of tissues. Mia runs to her, and they hug, tears falling. Jake watches from the doorway, Noah's hand in his. "She's gonna be okay, right, Dad?" Noah asks. Jake squeezes his hand. "Yeah, buddy. She's got her mom. And us." The morning sun spills through Jake Harper's kitchen window, soft and golden, warming the old linoleum floor. The smell of coffee and toaster waffles fills the air, mixing with the sound of Noah's laughter as he flips a waffle onto his plate with a dramatic flourish. "World's best chef," he declares, grinning at Mia Thompson, who's sitting across from him at the table. Mia, 9 years old and finally safe. Giggles a sound Jake's still getting used to, but one he'll never take for granted. Her dark hair is tied back with a yellow scrunchie, a gift from Noah, and her green eyes are brighter today, less haunted. But her notebook, that ever-present shield, rests beside her plate, its pages worn from countless drawings. Jake leans against the counter, sipping coffee, watching them. It's been 2 days since Victor Reed was arrested at a motel on Route 6. 2 days since Mia hugged her mom. Rachel, In a police station room that smelled of antiseptic and hope, Jake's heart is lighter, but not fully at ease. Victor's in custody. But cases like this don't end cleanly. There are court dates, questions, and a little girl who's still learning what safety feels like. He glances at Mia, who's sketching between bites of waffle. "What's today's masterpiece?" he asks, keeping his tone light. Mia turns the notebook toward him. It's a house, not the broken one from her earlier drawings. This one has bright windows, a red door, and flowers in the yard. 3 stick figures stand on the porch, a tall man in a flannel shirt, a boy with a Lego spaceship, and a girl holding a pencil. There's no shadow, no red eyes. Jake's throat tightens. "That's us," Mia says softly. "You, me, and Noah." Jake nods, his voice catching. "Looks perfect." "Kid." The doorbell rings, and Jake's hand instinctively twitches toward the baseball bat by the door. Old habits. He checks the peephole, then relaxes. It's Linda Carter, the social worker, her clipboard tucked under her arm. He opens the door. "Morning, Linda." "Coffee." She smiles, stepping inside. "Tempting, but I'm on a tight schedule. Just here to check on Mia and go over next steps." Jake gestures to the table. Where Mia's watching, her pencil paused. Noah's still chattering about spaceships, oblivious. Linda sits across from Mia, her voice gentle. "You're looking good, Mia. How's it feel to be here?" Mia glances at Jake, then back at Linda. "Safe," she says, the word small but certain. Linda nods. "That's what we want. Your mom's staying with a friend for now, working with the police. They've got a strong case against Victor, your drawings, the journal, the locks on your door. He's not coming near you again." Mia's shoulders relax, just a fraction, but her fingers stay tight on her pencil. Jake pulls up a chair. What's next for her? Linda flips open her clipboard. Rachel's getting counseling, trying to rebuild. She wants you back, Mia, when she's ready. But for now, we think it's best you stay here with Jake, as his temporary guardianship is approved. Mia's eyes widen. "I can stay." Jake leans forward, his voice steady. "As long as you need, kid." Noah grins. "Told you. Forever." Mia's lips twitch into a smile, and for a moment, the room feels like home. Linda hands Jake a folder. "These are the guardianship papers. You'll need to sign, and we'll do a home visit next week. But Jake, you're doing everything right." Jake takes the folder, his chest tight. He never planned for this, never imagined being a dad to 2 kids. But looking at Mia, at Noah, he knows he wouldn't change it. "Thanks, Linda," he says. She stands, squeezing Mia's shoulder. "You're brave, Mia. Keep drawing." Mia nods, her pencil moving again. After Linda leaves, Jake takes the kids to the park near Willow Street, the same park where he first saw Mia crying. It's different now. The leaves are gone. The air crisp, but the bench where Mia used to sit feels less heavy. Noah runs to the swings, shouting for Mia to join him. She hesitates, then follows, her sneakers kicking up dirt. Jake watches, his coffee thermos warm in his hands. For the first time, Mia's not looking over her shoulder. She's just a kid, swinging, laughing. His phone buzzes. It's Detective Lisa Torres. "Jake, thought you'd want an update." Victor's hearing is set for next week. He's still denying everything, but the evidence is solid. Mia's statement, the photos, Rachel's testimony, it's enough for charges. Endangerment, abuse, maybe more. Jake's jaw tightens. He's not getting out. Torres's voice is firm. Not if we can help it. He's trying to spin a story, says Mia's troubled, but it's not holding up. You did good, keeping her safe. Jake glances at Mia, who's pushing Noah on the swing. She's the strong one, he says. Torres pauses. One more thing. We found a letter in Victor's motel room, addressed to Mia, full of apologies, blame shifting, classic manipulation. We're keeping it out of her hands for now. Jake nods. Good. She doesn't need that poison. He hangs up, his eyes on the kids. The park's quiet. Just the creak of the swings and the distant hum of a lawnmower. But Jake's still scanning the trees. The street. Victor's locked up, but trust is hard won. That afternoon, Rachel comes by. She's thinner than Jake expected. Her blonde hair pulled into a messy bun. Her eyes tired but determined. Mia runs to her, and they hug. Longer this time. No tears. I'm getting help, baby, Rachel says. I'm gonna make this right. Mia nods, clinging to her mom's hand. Jake watches from the porch, giving them space. Noah tugs at his sleeve. Dad, is Mia's mom okay? Jake ruffles his hair. She's trying. Buddy, that's what counts. Rachel joins Jake on the porch. Mia and Noah playing nearby. Mr. Harper, she says, her voice shaky. I can't thank you enough. I was so blind. Victor, he made me think it was all in Mia's head. Jake shakes his head. You're here now. That's what she needs. Rachel wipes her eyes. I want her back. But I know she's safe with you. Can I visit? Jake nods. Anytime. This is her home too. The days blend into a rhythm. Mia stays with Jake and Noah. Her room slowly becoming her own, a sketch pad on the desk. A dinosaur poster from Noah on the wall. She draws every day. Her picture's brighter now, full of color. One evening, she hands Jake a new drawing. It's the park, the swings, the three of them laughing. This is my favorite, she says. Jake's heart swells. Mine too. A week later, a court hearing comes. Jake and Mia sit in the back of the courtroom. Noah at home with Mrs. Larson. Victor's there, in a cheap suit, his face blank, but his eyes sharp. The judge, a woman with silver hair and a no-nonsense gaze, reviews the evidence. Mia's drawings, submitted as exhibits, sit on the table, their stark lines telling a story louder than words. The prosecutor lays out the case: abuse, endangerment, threats. Victor's lawyer tries to spin it, claiming Mia's unstable, but the judge isn't buying it. Pending trial, she says. Custody of Mia Thompson remains with her temporary guardian, Jake Harper. Mia exhales, her hand finding Jake's. He squeezes it gently. You did it, kid, he whispers. She shakes her head. You did. They walk out into the sunlight, the air crisp and clean. For the first time, Mia doesn't flinch at the brightness. Back home, the kitchen's a mess of cookie dough and laughter. Mia and Noah are baking, flour dusting their faces. Jake leans against the counter, watching. This is home now, not just walls and a roof, but trust, built from quiet moments like these. Later, Mia joins him on the porch, the fireflies blinking in the dusk. Jake, she says softly. Yeah, he answers, turning to her. Can I call you Dad? Like Noah does. Jake's breath catches. He nods, his voice thick. I'd like that. The next morning, Jake drives to the park on Willow Street. He steps out, a small brass plate in his hand. He kneels by the bench where Mia used to cry. screwing the plate into the wood. It reads, "For the ones who needed to be seen, someone was there." He steps back, the sun warm on his shoulders. Mia's laughter echoes from the swings. Noah's voice joining in. This is where it started, a girl's tears, a dad's choice, and now it's where a family begins. Thanks for joining us on this heartfelt journey, friends. Your support means the world to stories like Jake and Mia's. If this tale touched you, give it a like to spread the love. And drop a comment. Can't wait to share more stories with you. See you next time.